Hello everybody, MDpolo here at Range USA in Carmel, Indiana, and today we're shooting a little tiny gun. It's the Ruger, and this is the LCP Max, chambered in .380, and this is the 75th anniversary edition. I bought it used. It only came with one 10-round mag, but I think they make also 12 rounds. I'll talk about it in the video. But we're only about 7 yards out. It's not a long distance gun. Never shot it before. Let's see how we do. Okay. I just missed the target twice. Wow. It's empty. That was not pleasant. I know little guns like that are not supposed to be a pleasant experience, but that was really not nice. Let's take a look. I wasn't even that far out. Remember, I loaded 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 shots missed the target completely. Totally unacceptable. I always tell you what happens, good or bad. And I'm not the greatest shot in the world, but I can do better than this. So let's take it to the tabletop and see what we can talk about this one. Hello everybody, MDpolo here. Thank you for joining me. Today we take a look at the Ruger LCP Max, and this one is a 75th anniversary edition. It does have some changes also in the design, but visually you can see right away it's got this stainless steel slide, it's got the silver trigger, and like I said, some modifications that the factory did between the two offerings. And it's of course chambered in .380 auto. And it is just a regular mousy pocket carry gun. And I have very little experience with tiny guns like this. I've shot a few, not a lot. And so it's not really something for me, but I wanted to give it a try to the channel and bring you the video and see what you guys thought about this. Of course, this firearm has been safety checked, but one of the modifications, this is a 10-round mag. It usually comes, I bought this used from a friend, and it was just the gun and the mag, nothing else. It usually comes with the box. It has a little pocket holster and one 10-round mag. You can also buy 12-round mags from Ruger, but you can see here how it's constructed, how they got 10 rounds into this versus the smaller ones in the previous offerings. One of the things they improved is the magazine, the feed lips that have been improved. Also the feed ramp. I'm not sure if the light's going to get you in there, but the feed ramp has also been improved and worked on. And the barrel cam geometries have supposedly been improved as well. And the purpose for that was to delay the unlocking and to slow down the slide to reduce the recoil. I'm not sure how effective that was because this one has quite a bit of recoil as expected for a small gun like this. Now it is an internal hammer-fired action system. So you don't see it, but it is internal hammer. And the barrel has got a 2.8-inch alloy steel barrel, and it's got a black oxide finish. As you can see it there. We already mentioned that it's chambered in .380 auto. Capacity 10+1, one mag included. And one thing that they did think about, it's got little cutouts here on the mag, so if you need to strip a mag out, that's there for you. Nice thing about it, it is so light. It only weighs 10.6 ounces, and it is only 1/8 of an inch wide. New, you can get them for around 300 jelly beans, and used, you can find them all day for about 200. Now the slide, like I said, is stainless steel, and it's got matte finish on the top and brushed stainless on the sides. And because it's the 75th anniversary edition, it does have the Ruger logo laser engraved on top that says 75th anniversary. So nice touch up there. And since we're up here already, let's talk a little bit about the serrations. It's got very nice, kind of sharp slide serrations up here. And you can also find the sights, which in the front, you're going to find a tritium front sight, white outline, and a U-notch serrated back. I hope the light is working with you on the video. So very nice serrations. It's got an external extractor that you see there. Now inside, it's got an uncaptured guide rod. I'm not going to take it apart on camera because it's actually one of the things I don't like about it, but we'll talk about it in a second. But inside, it's got an uncaptured guide rod system, and it's got 2 springs, one inside of the other. And so we'll talk about that in a second as well. Of course, this is not optics ready. And let's talk about the grip. We're moving down here. It's a black glass-filled nylon. And the controls actually work really nice. It's got your slide stop that is single-sided only. And you got your takedown pin right here. You have your mag eject, which is small, round, and textured, as you can see there. But it really does work. It just it really spits them out nicely. And my guess is reversible. I should have looked that up, but there it is. Now, to disassemble the gun, like I said, I'm not going to do it on camera, but it's one of the things I don't like is you need a tool. You see this button here? There's no way to push it from this side. That's not it. There's no way to push it. So you need a little tool to pry it, to stick it. Let me move a light over here, see if I can show this better. So you need a tool. No, it's not going to do anything. To shove it in between the slide and the frame to pop this pin out. There you go, a little better. So you see there's a little space right there. So that's where you need to put a little tool and pop it out enough where you can grab it and pull it out. And that's how you disassemble the gun. Once you pull this pin out, the slide comes right off. Okay, and so then after that, inside it looks like any other gun. And with your recoil system, it's got 2 springs, one spring inside of the other, and then the guide rod, plastic guide rod, goes in between. And then to put it back together, you just slide this, put your guide rod back on as normal, put the slide back on, and the pin should go right in. Now, if you have an issue and the pin is not going in or the slide is not going in all the way, like I mentioned, it is an internal hammer-fired gun. So if your hammer is in the forward position, the slide is not going to go in all the way. You have to make sure that your hammer is back so the slide can go in and your pin to pop back in. But the fact that you need a tool, at least I can't do it with my fingernail. You need a tool to pop this pin out. And that's something that I'm not very fond of. Now, since we're down here, let's talk about the trigger. It's got a decent trigger guard here, and the trigger guard's got a little bit of texture in the front, no texture in the bottom, not much of an undercut here. And the trigger it's interesting to say the least. It's very smooth, and it's different from the original trigger, from the regular LCP Max, not the edition. It's got this silver accent here on the side. But it's got the little safety dingus here that I think it's very well done. It disappears completely flat into the trigger shoe. And this trigger motion is very, very smooth. And you hit your wall there, And this is where it gets interesting because you need every bit of 6.5 pounds. And I did a 5-pull average, and it was up between 6.5 and a little bit higher than that. You're here, and then you really got to press. You hear that? Just sounds funky. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to get closer to see if the mic picks it up better. That's interesting. But it works. It works. So it does what it's supposed to do. Now, coming back up here, we're talking about the dual spring uncaptured guide rod. Well, the slide is easy to manipulate. There's other 380s that the slide is really hard. This one's pretty easy to manipulate. Now let's go to the frame here, because that's, I think, an interesting point and an important point to make on this. This is a small, like I said, it's a very small handgun. And just as expected, it has quite a bit of recoil. For me, it was not an enjoyable shooting experience. I know it's maybe not supposed to be because of what it is. It's a bad breath distance gun. It's a get off me gun. At the range, I had a difficult time shooting this, even at 7 yards. I'm not the best shot in the world, but I can defend myself. And I had a really hard time putting rounds on target with this unless I was inside of 5 yards. And part of it was because there's no texture on this thing. The texture the Ruger does provide here, it looks really nice, but it is very, very smooth. It really doesn't give you much texture at all, in my opinion. And then where your grip is, the majority of the gun, you're right here trying to hold on to this thing. There is absolutely zero texture anywhere on the gun here. Zero. So you're trying to grip it with your left hand. Well, where your left hand goes, there's nothing. So it's very slippery, at least it was for me. And I wish the Ruger would spend another $3 or whatever it cost them and just run the texture, even if it was this texture, but run it all the way up the frame. That would have made an enormous amount of difference. So what I like about this, it was very reliable, zero issues whatsoever. It hides well if this is what you're looking for. As I mentioned, I don't pocket carry, but it does what it was designed to do very, very well. Some things I don't like, but this gun was not for me anyway. I was curious and I wanted to give it a try and bring you guys a video because I know that a lot of you do pocket carry, and that brings me to some questions. What do you pocket carry and what's your experience with this particular Ruger? Another downside to me for this is the cost of ammo. I mean, 380 is quite a bit more expensive than 9mm. So if you're going to really be training with this, you got to account for the increase in your ammo budget. But I want to know what do you think about this? Do you own it? Have you tried it? Have you shot it? Would you buy it? Yes or no, and why? I'm very interested in your comments on this. So once again, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate your time. Please remember that I upload videos every Friday morning, and when I can on Wednesday mornings as well. My videos are uploading to Rumble, and I'm posting on Instagram and X. So thank you so much for stopping by, and until the next time, God bless.